Happy Friday, everybody. It's Friday. This is what you need to know, all about what you need to know. And I'm doing it a little different today. I'm going to actually start with Pisces. I'm going to do water, air, earth, and fire. So it's going to be all discombobulated. Timestamps will be in the description box as well as pinned in the comment section when we are finished. Another thing I want to talk about, a few things. Hi, Vicky. Number one, if you are a channel group member, meaning that you are an extended group member or a gratitude group member, there is a Black Friday special until the 28th. I want to say it's the 28th. Yes, till the 28th. Where all of my personal readings and courses are 50% off, only for group members. Second, if you are interested in winning not only either a free personal reading with me or the Manifest Your Miracles course, but also thanks to a Secret Santa, we have another Manifest Your Miracles course, as well as a 1-hour Reiki session that is being done remotely. If you are interested in winning any of the above, there is a video titled "'Tis the Season." I will try to remember to link it in the comment section below, or put the link in the comment section below so that you can easily navigate and find it. Watch the video, do what the video says, and you will be entered to win. The drawing for that is going to be held on December 25th on a live. So I think that's our housekeeping business for now. Let's get into it. Again, we're going to start with Pisces and move our way all the way down to Sagittarius. Let's see, where are we at? All right. Pisces, what you need to know. All right, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come, my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, Venus, cross watch for somebody that you're dealing with. Also, I will say that there is no clarification when we go live for all signs. All right. Pisces. What you need to know right now. Interesting. If any day I really wanted to do clarifications, today would be the day. But I mean, here we are. I feel like that always happens. Okay. Overall energy for Pisces is two energies, actually. It could be you and somebody you're dealing with, and or in this case, it could be you and 3 other people you're dealing with. Or it could be all your energy, or your energies. Number 26, hostilities. And number 50, angel of strength. And it is pertaining to number 31, short illness. Interesting. So I can tell you that being in the energy of hostility is going to definitely create some form of illness. Normally it is tension within the body, but if gone unchecked, it can lead to the cold. It can lead to, as far down the line as cancer. So it can literally affect your, it's affecting your auric field, right? So angel of strength tells me that there's almost maybe this battle between owning your power, taking your power back, and having some kind of hostility, most likely towards the people around you. But again, I feel like it's causing some kind of short illness, again, muscle pains, wounds, things of that nature. So here's the fun part. We have a king of fire, specifically Sag, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag. We have a king of air, specifically Gemini, but it is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And then we have a queen of fire, specifically Aries, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag. There's 3 people involved here, okay? 3 people, 3, I'd almost say different elements, but we have fire and then we have air. And it feels very much like we're talking about, I mean, the fire energy itself can be passion, drive, desire, magnetism, taking action. It is sometimes considered entrepreneurship or like public speaking. And so if you're not specifically dealing with peoples, it would be something that falls underneath that specific energy, right? Then we have the air energy, Gemini, which is the energy of somebody who is far more harsh with their words. They very analytical. It's somebody who doesn't mince words. In fact, they could be a wordsmith. It's somebody who is very willing to cut out people, places, and situations that don't serve their best and highest good. If you are embodying these energies, it would stand to reason that the hostility and the angel of strength is a combination of the fire and the air energy. And it's creating some kind of, pain, discomfort, illness in the body. It feels very much like whether these are people you're dealing with outside of yourself, or this is internal energy. If you've watched me long enough, you know that the 3D reality is you pushed out. So they're just messengers of what's truly going on within you. So it really doesn't matter who these people are or if they're people or energies. But it feels like there's a major over exerting energy and attempting to force, control, or manipulate, and too much analytical mind. There's a need to maybe dip back into the energy of grounded stability and allowing. And your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 2, journey, and it is pertaining to number 25, high honors. It's interesting because I feel like you're well on your way. And here's something even more interesting. I want to say it's Neptune is currently retrograde in the latter part of Pisces. This is going to affect everybody because everybody has Pisces in their chart, some to different degrees than others, mainly depending on what planets or points you have. But either way, it's moving through everybody's Pisces at the end degree. So something that you've been moving through since 2011 is coming to a closeout. And this is going to be on a spiritual level along with whatever house placement you have the sign of Pisces. So in your underlying energy, I feel like you're moving on to some kind of a path that is leading you to high honors of some respect. And it's because clearly if you've closed something out, you're moving into the next level, right? Which also happens to be Aries because that's what's coming after Pisces. That's where it's headed. We have number 10, Fortune's Wheel. There's definitely going to be some movement after a time of stagnancy. And this is the internal energy, subconscious, if you will. So there could have been this stuck feeling or indecision, and I feel like you're finally moving towards, or you will be receiving like this, whether it's epiphanies, windfalls, something that is going to transpire internally and then be reflected externally. We have the 2 of Earth. This to me is of 2 worlds, and it truly feels like you've been stepping foot as this is closing out, stepping foot into the new version while still kind of teetering in the previous. And the reason being is because the next version isn't 100% ready yet. We haven't hit the end of this. It'll play out over the next 3 months. And then we have a messenger of fire. That is passion, drive, desire. And the king of water. That's you, Pisces. I will tell you, I feel like you are learning to, well, I feel like a lot of you are needing to learn patience if you're not in the process of learning patience, and understanding when it is time to take action and when it is time to not. I feel as though there's an old self that is being dismissed at this point. Okay, you have goodbye. The moment has come to part ways. Our paths are diverging and it's time to let go. Obligation. You're a nuisance. I feel obligated to associate with you. Vent. I have a lot to say about a situation and need a good listener. And then we have not in this lifetime. All right, Pisces, that is what I have for you. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and move on to Cancer. And remove the hair. Alrighty. I feel like Fridays are just coming so quickly. I don't know if this is for Cancer or Pisces, so I'll just say it now. But it's funny because, I don't know, I just recommend people not skip ahead. You never know what message you're going to get in between. But I'm getting the song, I don't even know where it's from. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. Something about 6 horses or something. So if you're a Pisces or a Cancer and you are still watching this, that could have some kind of significance for you. Who knows, I might repeat it in the Cancer reading if it pops up again. Very interesting. All right. Cancer. Cancer. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, moon, rising, Venus. Cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Oop, I missed a card. This is what you need to know right now. No clarifications. Oh, it's for you. In the shuffling, I got a song that popped in to my head out of nowhere. And it's funny because I feel like that card popped into my head as well while it was coming. But I don't know who this is going to resonate for. And maybe you need to look it up. I don't know where the song came from. But it is, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. And then something about 6 white horses. So, oh my gosh, I can't pick those up. That could have some significance for you, Cancer. All right. Overall energy for your reading, we have 2. Number 21, strategy, and number 17, action. And it is pertaining to unexpected money, number 27. Number 29, the prison. Number 7, a pleasant letter. And number 14, sad news. Well, it feels like you could have been feeling like you've been stuck inside some kind of self-imposed prison for some time, where, you know, we have unexpected money coming in, and then all of a sudden it's like we're in the prison energy, stuck, feeling overthinking, overanalyzing, things of that nature. And then we receive good news, and then we receive bad news. It feels very much like you are waiting for some kind of a sign or some kind of a break to take place. What's interesting is that the only thing that you're waiting on, divine timing, is yourself to shift from one energy to the next, to be open to receive the guidance, the clarity. And a lot of times when we have a life that feels like this, like, oh, it's good, oh, it's bad, oh, it's good, oh, it's bad, it's because we're in limbo between being able to embody that new energy, that new person, that new whatever, and getting sucked back into the old, because there's a specific way to go about shifting completely 100% and never looking back. I will say that inevitably you are ending a cycle, number 21, the world, Aquarius, Capricorn energy, which is a time of celebration. And frankly, it feels like when we're talking about the strategy and when to take action, it's almost as if we're waiting again for that sign. I feel like what's needing to be pushed through is the last few steps of that old belief system, the waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of energy. And also you could have people that are no longer going to travel this path with you on some level. We have the Star card, Aquarius energy. This is wish fulfillment. It is having faith in the future. And number 8, the Strength card. Well, the Strength is all about taking your power back, being in your personal power. You have major arcanas down here, which tells me that this is a major shift. I talked about this in the Pisces. I'll probably talk about it every sign that it pops into my mind to say something. We are closing out a major, I heard episode. We could use that word. There's a major transit currently. Neptune is retrograde at the latter degrees of Pisces, going over some last minute things. It's been moving through Pisces since 2011. So if you can look back on your life from 2011 and kind of be like, oh wow, yeah, spiritually, because Pisces rules the 12th house, this is how I've shifted and changed. However, it also depends on what house you specifically have Pisces in, where things are going to be shifting and changing as well. And you've been shifting and changing this whole time, but this is kind of like the final. This is when I heard do or die, not literally, but it's kind of like that energy of, it's the final. Now I'm hearing Europe. It's the final countdown. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So you're stepping into a new era, really. Cancer. In the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 6, contract, pertaining to number 20, the house. Okay, so if you've been watching me again long enough, you know that I depict the house as the mind, some kind of a contract in the mind, something signed on or agreed upon previous to birth. However, this could also, on, the 3D level, depict your contract with a home. Let's say you're buying a home, you're purchasing a home, you're leasing a home. We have the 10 of fire. This is releasing the burdens. And these are a cycle you've been in for, in my opinion, longer than 10 years, probably since birth. But you're closing out a specific set of burdens that I feel tied to a contract pertaining to home, which in the 3D, you could have your house for upwards of 10 years, but it also could be some kind of mental contract, something where you were meant to move through something or live through something. The 5 of fire feels very much like this feels like a very chaotic energy. It is more or less energy scattered all over the place. It also feels very unfocused, but there could be drama and chaos. And then we have number 14, patience. Sagittarius energy. Divine timing is at play here. And frankly, I feel like, again, for you, this is going to play out over the next 3 months, because that's the transit with the Neptune and Pisces. There's a need for you to emotionally detach and find emotional sovereignty. Cancer, you have number 46. Ooh, by the end of the day. Sabotage. I'm deliberately working to undermine your efforts and place obstacles in your path. That feels like this energy. Sabotage. Self-fulfilling prophecies. The mental prison. Creating obstacles in your own path. And then being distracted by thinking that you can blame other people, places, and situations, or God, or whoever for it. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and we will move on to Scorpio. That's very interesting. Chariot, huh? Very interesting. Well, I will say it was very random. That's funny, because the energy card that came out is akin to the Chariot card in Tarot. Oh, Kali. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio, this is what you need to know right now. Scorpio, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements. Your sun, gosh, 2 cards every time now. Well, maybe it's just a water sign thing. Your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. This is for Scorpio. I know I've gotten this song before, which it's not even a song. It's like a commercial, I guess. But I am stuck on Band-Aid. I am stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid's stuck on me. It's interesting because if you think about Band-Aids, it's like healing, right? It's meant to be healing. But then you can also think about the words being more along the lines of stuck or feeling tied to something or someone. So, I don't know. We'll see if we need to take more. All right, Scorpio, overall energy for your reading number 13, financial constraints. And number 32, door to spirit. And it's pertaining to number 34, occupation. So when we're talking about financial constraints, those are thoughts turning to things. Everything in the 3D is a reflection of your internal you. as far as financial constraints, it's an energy of, it's not what you think it's, I mean, I guess, yes, you could be in a lack mindset, but it's not necessarily the money. It's deeper than that. It's a feeling of you're lacking self-worth, or feeling unworthy, not good enough, feeling like you're always being left out in the cold, abandoned. These are very deep-seated feelings that, when you try to give an excuse for it, you're like, yeah, because I'm, having financial issues. Well, you're having financial issues because of your lack of self-worth, because you are codependent, because these are all internal, they just go much deeper. The external is just the end result, right? So pertaining to the occupation, it feels very much like you have some kind of constraint taking place. Now, the door to spirit could be that and the door to spirit feels very much like we're just opening the door to spirit. It doesn't feel like, we're some kind of a spiritual healer to that respect. So whether or not the financial constraint is leading to some form of a spiritual awakening, or you're being led and guided at this point, I will tell you that it is definitely tied to your occupation. Now, we do have number 2, the High Priestess. It also could be that you could be meeting somebody at your occupation that will lead you or help to guide you spiritually. I'll leave that there for a minute. The High Priestess, Pisces energy specifically, is about following the intuition. It could also represent, a High Priestess, somebody that probably doesn't walk around with the title of High Priestess. They could, but a psychic medium, somebody who is like spiritually inclined, if you will. So you could, again, be meeting somebody like this, and or you are coming to this awareness or this understanding, this truth of your higher self. We have a 9 of water. The 9 of water is wish fulfillment. It is also emotional sovereignty. And frankly, I feel for the majority of you, this door to spirit is somebody that you're meeting, and it could be even under the pretense of financial constraints or this issue that is opening up this. I don't necessarily feel like the majority of you, I feel like this is a person for some of you that you're meeting that is going to assist in the wish fulfillment and and I mean somebody in the 3D. And it could even be your spirit guide moving through somebody in the 3D. I mean, everybody in the 3D is a reflection of the internal you, right? So if somebody is sent, like the teacher for you, they would be they would be the inner you pushed out to help lead and guide you, if you will. So the 9 of water, wish fulfillment, emotional sovereignty, and it's leading to number 3, the Empress, rebirth. Well, not only is rebirth, I keep hearing rebrand, so I don't know if you're rebranding yourself or you're going to feel like a rebrand. It could pertain again to occupation. I feel like that's really the course that we're moving on. It will affect every aspect of your life when you do this kind of work, but there's always one focus that we go in search for higher knowledge or assistance or whatever you want to call it. The Empress, a time of fertility, a time to turn your dreams into reality, which is best done. I'm not getting the full... Okay, I'm hearing revenge is a dish best served cold. I don't necessarily feel revenge here, but emotionally sovereign is where you literally, because the 8 comes first, you emotionally detach, and that to me could depict, okay, maybe this is a revenge thing, because I'm feeling revenge, but not in an ick way. Not like going after somebody, it almost feels like your best revenge is to become the best version of yourself. And I feel like there's been some kind of emotional detachment. And that is your revenge, is to, and maybe this is a Scorpio thing. I know sometimes it's a Pisces thing, but that's more the very last, like, it's not even revenge. It's like, I've given you enough chances. I'm over it. I'm done. And we're never talking again. But this is very much like a, it's funny. And I don't know why. I'm giggling. Like, I can feel like, like our revenge is to become the best version of self. And that's beautiful. I mean, anytime you want to become the best version of yourself, even if it's because you know, that's your way of sticking it to somebody, I guess. So the Empress, again, rebirth, it's about turning dreams into reality. It's about, which again is something that is, I don't even think I got this far because I started hearing the messages. This is something that is far more easier to do when you're emotionally detached, when you're emotionally sovereign. It's prosperity, abundance, and new beginnings. And your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. Number 44, woman holding a heart. Well, that to me is water energy, 100%. And it is pertaining to number 7, a pleasant letter. Okay, I've got to bring something to the attention. When I was talking earlier about feeling like the occupation isn't about you in some spiritual occupation necessarily, it's because I was feeling like you're not like the healer of the ages, which could be your next step, but you're moving through this at the moment, because that's the card that popped into my mind when I was being told, like, you're not, this is pertaining to you finding spirit. This is pertaining to you opening that door for some form of a lesson or being guided towards that 9 of Cups. So the woman of hearts, I don't know where that's coming from. The woman holding the heart, number 44, and pleasant letter. This is about your emotions. And frankly, I feel, Scorpio, like you're in your power, in your underlying energy. The pleasant letter to me, and again, it could be a heartfelt letter that's coming in for you. It could be that you're receiving some kind of intuitive hit, download, guidance, whatever the case may be. This is an energetic, it's seemingly coming out of nowhere. And so in the underlying energy, this feels almost like we're talking about receiving some kind of epiphany, some truth, some clarity. With the 8 of fire, it's coming in hot and heavy, and it's bringing emotion with it. With the page of air, again, I feel like it's some kind of it could be telepathy. It could be that you are receiving communication from somebody spiritually. What I find interesting is we're talking about the 4 of water and the 5 of earth. The 5 of earth is the financial constraints. The 4 of water is some kind of a rejection or emotional unsatisfaction. It's tied to the 5 of earth. I also feel like there's been many paths taken that aren't clicking or resonating. There's many pearls that you've picked up, but you haven't found the wisdom. It's kind of like reading a book and learning all this great stuff, but then you never put it to use. It's like you haven't leveled up. You've got the knowledge, but you're not there. Does that make sense? There's something cut off, some kind of energetic depletion or cut off. It could pertain to some form of a collaboration with you and others. It could be business, could be, I don't know, some kind of a collaboration. It feels very business oriented, but we can look at business in the respect of any service that you do expecting something in return. And a lot of people run relationships that way as well. And I feel like there's been some form of rejection, which is why I feel like this could be emotional. But either way, these are, it's like the byproduct of whatever's going on internally. And what's going on internally feels very much like it all ties back to some kind of emotional wound of sorts. What I will say again is that you are going to be moving through this, and there's going to be some kind of understanding and clarity coming your way. And again, it's going to be like an epiphany. So whether it's coming from this high priestess person or not, it's going to be like, oh my God, I get it. It's been here this whole time. Like, how did I not understand this before? We have number 37. Next week looks promising. Well, there you go. And empathy. I will provide emotional support and always try to understand you. I feel like that's the high priestess, whomever that might be. And that's what I have for you, Scorpio. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Aquarius. I know I've completely shifted all of the expectations on signs. I don't know what made me decide to do that today, but here we are. Here we are. I have lots of songs. Lots of songs coming through. Alrighty. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. This is what you need to know right now. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages. Woo, that just came out, didn't it? That come my way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements. Your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, cross-watch for somebody that you're dealing with. So I was getting a song while I was shuffling, and it is continuing. I feel like this could pertain to you. That's intriguing. And I don't know the words, and I don't know who sings it, but it's the melody should be easy to find. Dun, 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 dun. I got my, is it my hand? I got my something. Is it in my, I got my hand in the pocket or my foot on the sidewalk? I don't even know. Only got one thing on my mind. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if that was helpful or not. It sounded super helpful in my own head until I opened my mouth. And then it was kind of like, oh, I don't know if that was interesting. Okay. Aquarius. Overall energy for your reading. Aquarius, we have number 18, anxiety. And it's pertaining to number 31, short illness in the reverse. Oh, Aquarius. So being in the energy of anxiety or stress, and it almost feels like it's pertaining to the lack of health issues. Or maybe it's not pertaining to the health issues or not, and that's your clue. There's some kind of deception, self-deception, lying. I feel like you're concerned somebody's going to find something out. That's it. Sunroof. I got is it my head in the sunroof? What did I say? My hand in my pocket or my feet on the sidewalk? Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Okay. I feel like there's some stress or anxiety, almost of being like found out. There's something fishy going on here. We have a 7 of air. So yes, the 7 of air can be like trying to map something out, or I don't know why I always forget the freaking word. Like, I'm just gonna do this because it's the word that I want. And where's it at? It just came up. Fucking, excuse my language. Strategy. Like, really, we can't figure that word out. Thanks, Spirit. It can be strategy, but strategy can also be very manipulative and maybe even self-sabotaging. With the 7 of air, it normally depicts in the Rider-Waite somebody being sneaky, which could be strategy. It also could be manipulation, lying, cheating, stealing. And our stress is pertaining to a short illness in the reverse. That's our anxiety. Like, something didn't last very long. It feels like maybe there was some kind of manipulative tactic taking place. And with it in the reverse, it's almost like the anxiety is like, oh, give me an example. Okay, let's say, and this is just random, let's say you hurt yourself at work, and I don't know if you have this where you're located. I know I don't have, not everybody is from the United States who watches this, but we have L&I. So let's say you hurt yourself at work and you do an L&I claim. And that's where, you know, if you're approved, if they check you out and they're like, yep, they got hurt, they can't work, which you pay into anyways. I don't know. It's a whole whatever. Let's not get into that. It's all about literally they will pay. Like, you will get money to take care of you while you're not hurt. And again, this is just a random example. It almost feels like, if I were putting this example there, that, okay, you either purposefully got hurt or you got hurt, but then had this brilliant idea that while hurt, you were going to do something. And it didn't last nearly as long. Or you didn't really get hurt, but somehow you faked it. The stress, it's almost like you had this master plan. It seemed like it was a good idea. Like, oh yeah, you know, the get rich quick scheme or whatever it is. And now we're sat in anxiety and manipulation. We have the Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy. When I have these two cards together, it is not alchemy. This is the energy of trying to control and manipulate by deception, whether it's self-deception or it just feels very fraud, like fake, lying, deception. It does not feel like good energy. And it's leading to the Five of Air, conflict, fighting, arguing. And then in the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. Number 13, financial constraints. Pertaining to number 34, occupation. And I'm going to throw this one out there as well because I just saw it. 8, false person. That's what I feel. I feel like somebody's false. I feel like somebody, I heard misbehaved. I feel like somebody is deceptive, self-deceptive, deceiving others, lying, manipulation, in order for what I'm not exactly sure of yet. We'll see if we can get more information without clarifying. I definitely feel like when it comes to work, there's financial constraints because we've got financial constraint pertaining to occupation and false person. So this all could be tied to work. But again, as within, so without. So although it'll start in one area of life, it will start pushing into all areas, friendships, relationships, whatever. So financial constraints as well is an energy of as within, so without, a feeling of not being good enough, not worthy. It's a feeling of, well, I heard entitlement. So that's interesting. I feel like you tried to fake it till you made it. And energy doesn't lie. So that doesn't work. We have a 3 of water. So it's interesting because the 3 of water is normally a time of celebration. But I feel like this is different because I heard dipping your toe in the sand. Interesting. Like you tried something, or the 3 of water could pertain to a third party. And a third party can be another person. It can be cheating on another person. It can be work. Like a third party doesn't have to be people. But if I were talking about like, okay, I have this job, but now I'm going to the competitors of this job to stick my toe in the sand. See what it's like. Would they offer me more money? What if I told the secrets of the company I'm working? Like that could be a third party. So I keep hearing nefarious. And if this isn't you, flip the roles. I don't care. Own it, don't own it. Doesn't matter to me. I can just give you what I'm receiving. But it feels nefarious. So whether we're talking about cheating on another person or on work with, competitor, like whatever this is, it feels icky. And it feels very much like you were faking it till you made it, like playing the role, being the false person. And you have every right to feel anxious because it's going to come to light. We have the 8 of Earth. Putting forth the work, energy, and effort towards the 5 of Fire, drama, chaos. You've been feeding the fire, putting all your energy and effort into it. Did you create some kind of drama or chaos purposefully? Like, was that your target? So let me give another example. Let's say you are highly insecure, and so you seek out third-party situations to make yourself feel better, because if people are fighting over you, it makes you feel worthy. Totally unhealthy coping mechanism, but that would be along the lines. Or like I never felt like I was good enough at, you know, whatever. And so like my family didn't ever tell me I was good or whatever. And so I purposely go to jobs and create conflict, and it's like self-sabotage. Like you're making yourself feel good by destroying things around you and your own life. Like, oh yeah, I got fired, but I got hired by these people because you know, whatever. It feels icky. Number 18, April. So either something happened in April, there's somebody by the name of April, or, I mean, I don't know. Technically, Aquarius is February, January, February. So unless this is somebody you're dealing with, but something could also be playing out in April. Here we go. Greed. I'm pursuing wealth and power with no regard for ethical or moral boundaries. That's what I got for you. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Libra. That was icky. Libra. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. The Love Boat. I never watched that. That was my sister's movie. I watched The Golden Girls. And The A-Team. And Rhoda. And Laverne and Shirley. My sister liked The Love Boat and Gilligan's Island. I like The A-Team and MacGyver. Which is so funny to see how her life turned out and how mine turned out. I feel like you could learn a lot about a person and find out what shows they watched when they were growing up. Oh, I think we all watched Little House on the Prairie, in my family anyway. Which is funny because I get visions. I get visions from Little House on the Prairie frequently. All right, Libra. Where's my timer? We're not even halfway. I've already been here an hour, which is so funny. Libra, because all the signs are being done differently, you're my midway point, but not today. All right, Libra, this is what you need to know. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you're dealing with. Also, I will say, that happened for the second time now. Also, I will say, what was I going to say? Oh, no clarifications. I'm like, I don't know. What was I going to say? I'm getting the song White Snake. Here I Go Again on My Own. I like that song, but I gotta be honest with you. It sounds very much like Martyr. Like, going down the only road I've ever known. And I made up my mind. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. All right. Libra, overall energy is number 35, door to spirit in the reverse. Pertaining to number 12, a rich girl. So, yes, there could be a person involved, a rich girl, if you will. But it doesn't have to be. It could even just be either you're seeking wealth or there's somebody that you're seeking who has wealth. And with the door to spirit in the reverse, I feel like you're not following your spiritual guidance. I feel like you've shut your door on your spiritual growth. We have a page of air. Pages bring news. Well, frankly, I gotta be honest, if we're talking about intuition and things like that, if you're not listening to it and you're not, open to receive, then you're not probably following it. With the page of air, though, I do feel like there is some kind of communication or conversation. We have the 4 of air, which is about rest, rejuvenation, meditation, receiving truth and clarity. But I find it interesting because if we've closed the door to spirit and we're not following that, and we're in the energy of either seeking out riches for ourselves or seeking after somebody for riches, the page and the 4 of air is conflict. Put together, that'd be 5 swords. 5 swords. The 5 of swords is conflict, arguing, fighting. Could be mental conflict within oneself. It feels very much like there's when they depict the devil on the shoulder and the angel. No, I'm the rich girl. It feels very much like internal conflict. We have the number 5, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. This is about a higher level of commitment towards your spiritual progress, if you will. Interesting. It feels like a battle within yourself between like spiritual growth and not. And by not, I mean reverting back to old patterns, right? So let's say I don't care if you've meditated for 40 years or you're just starting. It's this tendency to kind of go, yeah, I'm not going to meditate today. And today turns into a month. And all of a sudden you find yourself in the middle of a shitstorm somewhere, whether it's it doesn't matter where. And you're like, oh, it's almost like you get this epiphany, like, oh, what am I doing? I got sucked into that illusion and delusion of the 3D. I need to go back to meditating. If you've never done meditation before or sought your higher self, you have no idea what I'm talking about because you are literally living the shitstorm. This is more about somebody who has cracked that door. And once you crack that door, there's no going back. I don't care if you meditated and cracked that door for a month and then go back to being sucked into the 3D illusion for 20 years. There is some part of you that will be like, wake up at some point and be like, oh shit, I need to start meditating again. I've been sucked back in. That's what I feel, because then we have the 9 of air. And so it's almost like overthinking, overanalyzing, fear, stress, anxiety. But you know what to do. You know what to do to get back to that. And I feel like in essence, it's almost calling you or beckoning you. And maybe you are receiving those clues of, oh yeah, I really need to get back to meditating. Or, oh, I really need to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like a thought, and then you're like back into the thick of the shit. And excuse the language, but that's just what I'm getting. Like the thick of this 3D that can totally suck you into these stupid arguments or fights or thought patterns that serve no purpose to you whatsoever, to your higher self, to anything, except for wasting your energy and sucking you dry. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's right. Oh, what am I doing here? All right, let's take a step back. So I feel like you've cracked that door to spirit before. And right now, your head's spinning. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 25, deceit. Pertaining to number 23, the court. So the court to me is like a judgment call. There's some form of deception and a judgment call. And this is your underlying. This is what's fueling your fire. It's pertaining to a queen of water, specifically Cancer, but it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could also pertain to your emotions, but I feel more than anything, there's some internal deception, some judgment or justification pertaining to a water energy or emotion, if you will. If you're like, nope, not dealing with a water sign, it's going to be your emotions, your spiritual guidance. And then we have the 6 of fire, which is recognition. And I'm going to take it a step further and talk about the Emperor, Aries energy. I feel like you're recognizing it's time for you to take a leadership role in your own life. I feel like whatever judgment or course of action you've taken that's led you to, it just feels like a shitstorm. Like, I don't know what else to say. Yes, air energy is storm. It's like the storm warning, but I feel like you're in the middle of it. And it's something's trying to pull you and be like, hey, let's take a step back. Let's get back to our routine. Let's get back to truth and clarity. I feel like part of you is trying to, maybe your ego is trying to tell you that that's all BS. But I feel like you've lived it, so I feel like you know it. Number 41, next couple of years. Well, holy hell, Libra. Hopefully it doesn't take you that long. And I feel like I need to put in a little insert here because this just popped into my head. And I said every time it popped in, I was going to mention it because it could be for somebody. Since 2011, we have had Neptune in Pisces, and over the next 3 months, it is retrograding the last few degrees of Pisces before it leaves Pisces for good and moves into Aries. Something major is closing out pertaining to your spirituality, and also whatever house you have Pisces and whatever house placement, points, planets at the latter degrees, which is only supposed to play out for the next 3 months roughly. But this could be something that is going to shift for you over the next couple years. More or less, we're closing something out. And you can look back from 2011 until now and see how much your life has changed, regarding spirituality, because Pisces is about spirituality. It does the 12th house, rules the 12th house. But then whatever house you've got it in your specific chart, you've got perspective. I value your opinion and would appreciate your unique approach to this situation. So I definitely feel like your perspective is going to be shifting and changing over the next couple years, but I also feel like this could definitely be like the ending of a storm, the final closing out, because it feels like you're battling the spirituality itself. Like, and I don't feel like you, conscious you, it feels more like ego you, old self you is like, yeah, we don't need this. Oh, it's a waste of time. What does meditating do anyway? Like things like that. So that is what I have for you, Libra. We are moving on to Gemini after I do a quick shuffle. Quit procrastinating. No more procrastination. That's young. You know, it's funny, when I was younger, I used to think that, probably didn't help that my mom died at 49, but I used to think that like 40s were old. I'm 46, almost 47. And I used to think it was so old. But now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, I don't plan on dying till I'm like 103. So technically, I haven't even made it to my midway, halfway point. And that's just, I guess that's perspective. But I don't feel like a lot of us really start truly living our true path if we're lucky in our 40s. But I feel like it's more in your 50s is when, like, if you think of, which I'm not a humongo fan of Louise Hayes, but she's a prime example. Like, she opened her publishing, which has helped so many people. So I'm a fan of hers and I'm not, like, whatever. But she was in her late 50s, I want to say, or even early 60s. I can't remember how old she was, but like, amazing. Like, we have to grow up. And a lot of people think, oh yeah, because society tells you, oh yeah, when you're 18, you're an adult. Yeah, okay, I was not. I thought I was. I thought I knew everything. Or in my 20s, or in my 30s. You know, so I don't think we ever stop growing, but I think that we hit a certain point where, like, okay, we're done dicking around. It's time for, like, let's get onto our life purpose. And a lot of times I don't think it shows up until later in life anyway, because we have to have so many experiences. And I gotta be honest, I feel like we have to kind of learn from them. So I don't think all people end up on said life course because, you know, people refuse sometimes to learn or whatever. I don't know where I was going with all of that. Okay. Who am I on? Gemini. And now we are at our midway point. Gemini. I know I'm doing everything strange. I am doing water, air, earth, and fire signs. So, Gemini. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates. Ooh, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Alrighty. Gemini. What do we have for late Gemini? Oh my God. I'm getting, which is interesting. Madonna. Oh, cat's climbing a tree. Like a virgin. Like a virgin. Touched for the very first time. All right, Gemini. Overall energy. You know what it makes me feel like, though? Which the song's for you and whatever pops into your mind, but starting something new, rebirth is what it feels like more than anything, but take it how it resonates. All right, Gemini, overall energy, you have number 51, healer of the ages, with number 47, the thinking woman. You've got it pertaining to number 36, hope, big water, and number 19, a funeral. So, Gemini, There's going to be a transformation taking place within your healer of the ages energy, whether you're the healer or it's somebody in your energetic field. There's transmutation taking place, and frankly, I feel like it's transmuting the thinking woman. I always think of Libra, but it's Gemini. It's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Could even be Aquarius, doesn't matter. It's your energy. But I feel like there's something taking place that is shifting, transmuting the mind, the thinking part of the mind, the overthinking, the overanalyzing, the thoughts in general. It feels like there is, even in this card, you've got a butterfly, which is transmutation. I don't know if you can see it. So I feel like it's also tied to your heart, because I can't help but notice the green, lots of green that she's wearing, which is heart chakra. In fact, even the book has a tinge of green, and her makeup. There's some major, I feel like it's healing taking place in the mental and emotional. There's something transmuting. I also feel like this could pertain to the Hope Big Water. I'm getting water energy, but also because there's water energy in the underlying, but I'm getting, I keep seeing fish jumping in the water. So I'm getting water energy big time. Hope Big Water is about having your eye set on something. You're focused on something specific. Like if you can imagine, she's holding the anchor, she's anchored and grounded, and she's staying focused on what it is that she desires. But I feel like that is shifting and changing. There's something that, I heard it's an overhaul. So let's get into the cards. We have number 7, Chariot. Cancer energy, victory, success, forward momentum, taking action, moving forward towards the 9 of Fire, the Wounded Warrior. Be careful. So the Wounded Warrior can also be considered the wounded healer. And the wounded healer, in theory, would be somebody who takes the wounds that they've moved through or experienced. I feel like that's a better word. The wounded healer would be somebody who has experienced some form of wounds or drama, bondage, and is attempting to heal others, which is, admirable, great. But we're still in the 9 of Fire, meaning that you're still holding on to said baggage. So either way you look at it, the Wounded Warrior is the wounded healer. So if you're attempting to heal, you're still the Wounded Warrior. You're still holding on to, when we're trying to heal ourselves or others, and we are holding on to this baggage, we're seeing through those filters because we haven't released them. That's the programming. This is the programming. This is the burdens that color our current existence. And one can't shift into not being in this without releasing, dropping the burdens, meaning that we no longer perceive through the lens of said. So give me an example. Let's say somebody, one of their things they've held on to was a friend that stabbed him in the back. A friend that talked bad about them or something, right? And their way of dealing with said friend, well, like, they never talked to him again, like, whatever their thing was. This person is the type of person who, if you go to them and you're like, oh, you'll never believe what just happened. My BFF just totally talked bad about me, and I thought we were really good friends. This person's going to be like, immediately, energetically, they're going to feel what it felt like, because they're going to remember, because it's still there. They haven't shifted the perspective or anything. Normally, they're going to jump right on the bandwagon of, oh, yeah, you don't need those people in your life. You know, you're better than that person. Whatever. It's immediate that's the problem, because we never released it. We never forgave ourselves or the person. We haven't done the work to understand that was just a reflection. That's a message for somebody, and I don't know who. Can I get back to the reading? We have a 5 of fire, conflict, arguing, fighting. So here's the deal. We're running headfirst towards the 9 of fire, and it's causing conflict. I got to be honest, if I feel like there's something shifting within self, but I feel like there's also something shifting. There's a perspective that needs to shift here, because I feel like we're causing conflict. I heard, give it to me straight, buddy. So I don't know and always flop the energy. Maybe this is somebody you're dealing with, but give it to me straight, buddy. I don't know if you're asking for clarity or truth from another person, or I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to get to the underlying, because I feel like I feel major confusion just came back over my everything. Like, there's fog. I don't know how else to put it. Underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 5, attachment. Pertaining to number 15, success in love. I don't know if there's an attachment to a desire for success in love, but it's some false mask. A good example would be like the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids. That in itself isn't necessarily a false mask, but when we're attached to that idea to a point where we're not open to any other options, that becomes a toxic devil kind of energy, which is coming up. We'll get to the devil here in a minute. There's an attachment towards some form of success in love with a water sign. We have a queen of water, specifically Cancer, but it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And number 15, the devil, temptation. It's interesting because this feels very much like it's from the ego, from the wounding maybe. I mean, that is what ego is. It is all the experiences we've ever had has built the ego to protect us from certain things, and we give it too much power. We allow it to make decisions for us and control us, to keep us safe. But in reality, the only thing that the ego was truly meant for was to let us know if danger was around. And I don't mean danger like, oh, this person might break my heart. Oh, no. I mean danger like there's a freaking bear that hasn't eaten in a month and I look like a sausage. Like, that's the danger that the ego was meant to help us avoid. Not, oh, you shouldn't go for that job because you might not get it, or, oh, you shouldn't ask that person out because they might be just like the last one. Like, that's all icky ego, and no harm, like, no harsh words towards the ego. It's kind of like we've allowed it. It all comes back to us. Everything comes back to us, always. So there's some kind of an unhealthy attachment for a desire for success in love with a water sign or somebody who embodies that energy, and temptation. If it's not a specific water sign, it could be to your emotions, and which could be success in love, but also some kind of intuitive or spiritual connection that feels very much like we're attached to something that is of the ego. I'm going to come back to this energy really quick. There is a major shift and transformation taking place pertaining to healing, whether you are a healer or it's you receiving some kind of healing or being open to healing. It's a thought process. It is something, some belief system, most likely the attachment style. And the idea of victory and success being to charge. It's something, it feels like manipulation, whether it's self-manipulation or it's causing conflict. Maybe it's internal conflict. It will appear externally if it's not nipped in the bud. Okay. You have It's Worth the Time, number 2. Number 45, next year looks promising. Number 47, indecision is causing delays. Past, the weight of what happened between us still lingers. I'm not yet over our past. Well, that could also be the 9 of Fire. And apathetic, I prefer to remain focused on my own life right now. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. That is what I have for you, Gemini. La, la, la. That song's back in my head. The sunroof song, not the sidewalk. I might, 2, 3, 4. I might take a quick break here in a minute. It's so funny. I'm sitting here not clarifying because I would be here forever. Yeah, I feel like I'm already going to be here far longer than normal, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I just... I'm excited too. I get so much out of it and I love doing it. What am I doing? I feel like that should have been flipped. Wait, did I? Yeah, I shuffled. Anyways, I might take a few minute break here in a second. I don't know. Maybe I should put up a little sign that says on break. Intermission. Now I'm confused on if I know why it's longer, because I'm not, so normally what happens is I sit down and I start out like, whoo, and because I'm moving and I got rid of my desk and everything and my seat and everything, after a while my legs start hurting, so I you know, move them this way, that way. I just went to the chiropractor for my first time ever. My first time ever. And I was really excited because I watched him do my husband first, and he had like this little, he doesn't do like all the crunchy stuff, which I didn't want. He did do my neck, which, all right, fine. I didn't die, but he has this little gun, and the gun goes like, it's like a little punch, right? And so I was like, I can handle that. Great. So not only did I find out that I was short-legged, not from birth defect, but because I was like all discombobulated. Anyway, so long story short, I'm hurting far more now sitting on the ground than I did before. And I already decided, because this is only like a day or so ago, that I can still kind of feel where it was all punched, that I would do a break if I needed to. And technically I could stop the live and then go and do like, you know, I'll do a second one, or I'll be back later. But I don't care, because most people don't watch it live anyway. They come in after the fact. And so I'm literally going to end up taking like a 5-minute break. Probably not that long, frankly. But I'm going to do that right before we hit Taurus. Do I have a little piece of paper? All right, on break. I took 5. I know I have little banners, but I don't want to mess with it because I don't know where it's at. But so what he told me was it was from my childbirth, and I probably shouldn't have, because it's not funny after the fact, but I did, and so I have to apologize. But I was like, look what you did to me, son. You made my legs short. And like all cockeyed. And so that was kind of a shitty thing to say to him, because he doesn't know. Like, it was funny to me, but that's not, whatever. It's not the point. But yeah, so for 15 years, I've been like this, like literally for 15 years. And so when I first got everything done, I was like, I feel great, like $1,000,000. And he's like, just so you know, it might feel a little sore. Yeah. So like the last 2 days I've been like, like, I don't know what was worse, but I think we get used to the pain. Like, we get used to being weird off or whatever. All right. Be right back. Can you see that? No. Of course you can't see it. That would be I'm gonna hold this for my whole break. No, I'm kidding. I don't freaking know. La 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 la. I don't even know what I'm doing. Be right back. Okay, watch. I'm gonna go out the door and it's gonna blow over. All right, I'll be right back. I know, I don't know where she's at. Little stinker. That's right. Hopefully anybody who comes in will see that I'll be right back. I'll be right back, because I still have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, and Sag to do. And oh my gosh, wait till you guys get the December monthlies. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, I gotta get off the floor. I'll be right back.
It's okay, Kiki. It's all right, Pooh, or I mean, this. Be nice. Hi. Hello. You coming in? You coming in? Doggy came out. Hi, dog. Who's that? Who's that? You coming in? Okay.
And so I'm back. And my sign fell down. Okay. I'm back. Thanks for your patience. Make sure that my cards are now facing the right way. Oh, that's what I need. Okay. Taurus. $34, $49, or no, $29. Right? Yes. All right, Taurus. Taurus, what you need to know. Thank you all for granting me my quick intermission. Probably should have marked it down so I could put it on the time, the timestamps. All right, Taurus. I do give my feeling on the cards along with any interesting messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you're dealing with. I feel like you're giving up. And don't get me wrong. I know it sounds weird, but I feel like it's gonna work. Well, I'm also a manifestation coach, so it makes sense to me that you're giving up. Okay, let's get into it. Taurus, overall energy for your reading is number 13, financial constraints in the reverse, and it is pertaining to number 16, his thoughts. So you could be the him whose thoughts are reversing this energy, but it also could be connecting to finer wisdom, not divine wisdom, finer wisdom. I'm not exactly sure what that might mean for you, but hear me out here. I feel like there's a shift in your thinking, the shift in your perspective, and it could be somebody that's helping bring that to you. But I feel like that shift is going to bring about what it is that you're wanting to create. And that's the giving up. It's like the surrender and move in a new direction energy, right? So we have number 11, justice, which is Libra energy. This is going to bring balance. There's balance coming back. Something is becoming very clear for you, an understanding pertaining to what was calling in the difficulties to begin with. And it was the focus on them, right? Because that's not technically what causes them. That is the byproduct of the thoughts or the belief system. We have a king of air, specifically Gemini, but it's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This could be the wisdom coming in. Now, it could come in through a person, like a messenger, which is what I call everybody that we interact with, or this could be you embodying this energy. This is logic, analytical, which isn't necessarily what we use. It doesn't really benefit us to constantly be in our logical mind because we miss out. Spiritual isn't logical, ever. It's unseen. You can't use the mind to be like, oh yeah, that's, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like, that makes total sense. No, your logic mind's like, oh, it was a flicker in the light, or, oh, it was whatever. So I feel more than anything this is a person coming in. But even if not, there's a balance coming to the way that you're thinking or perceiving. And that shift in itself is shifting what you're creating. The Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy. There's more to come. You could be getting ringings in your ears, tuning into different frequencies. And the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. Number 9, broken heart. I like this card because, believe it or not, we all go through heartbreak. But this specific card talks about the fact that it's healing. The heart is actually going through healing. And it's pertaining to number 13, a rich man. What I believe that you're shifting in your understanding is that male, female, not gender specific, that your energy and vibration is what creates your 3D. Your belief systems create, like, okay, there's a whole thing. And unless you want to take my course, I'm not getting into it. But what I will tell you is that when you heal and understand how things work, you understand and perceive your wealth, your worth, your truth differently. And that will shift your external worlds. We have the 3 of air. Now, the 3 of air in this deck talks about rejection being protection. And so whether this is something from the past talking about, the thing that you've been holding on to, why your heart needs to heal in the first place, and understanding that everything played out exactly the way it was meant to, everything worked out for your best and highest good, regardless of what it appeared. Or if we're talking about you understanding that your thoughts are what was creating the heartbreak to begin with. It wasn't the experience, it was your thoughts holding on to the experience and not letting it go, and looking at it as a plight against yourself as opposed to just an experience. Doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you have the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy, rebirth. I feel like you're being, in essence, born again into this new beginning, prosperity, abundance, turning your dreams into reality. And it was all came from bringing the thoughts and your awareness, your clarity into balance. We have a 2 of fire. This is about turning your back on the old and moving forward towards the new with passion, drive, and desire, and a new emotional experience. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Now, I like these cards because the seahorse mates for life, but it also has a pearl, a very large pearl, which is the pearl of wisdom. And heart or water energy is psychic. And so for a lot of you, you're turning on some kind of spiritual gift, receiving, opening to insert whatever word works here for you, because everybody's on a different level as far as their spiritual growth. But I feel like I keep hearing the truth will set you free. The clarity, I think, is what's going to set you free. You have number 58, waste of your time. Number 29, 12 months from now. Envy, I resent that you have what I most desire, so I will belittle your success to make myself look better. Meddler, I may step in and try to influence or control your life. I'm certain I know best. And frustrated, I'm irritated with what I can't control and want you to feel as badly as I do. Frankly, I feel like you're either dealing with somebody who you attracted with these traits, but I feel like deep down inside, these are your traits. And I feel like it's been a waste of your time. And I feel like you're shifting over the next 12 months. All right, I'm going to shuffle and we'll move on to Virgo. Yes, Virgo. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I feel like that might be my new thing. A midpoint intermission. A midpoint intermission. Anybody got big plans for the weekend? Except for those who are meeting with me on Sunday. Okay. Virgo. Virgo, what you need to know right now. Virgo, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. Cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. This is for a Virgo. No clarifications. That card comes out a lot, doesn't it? All right. Virgo. Overall energy for your reading, number 33, door to romance, pertaining to number 34, occupation. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that there's something transpiring with your occupation, your work, that is opening your door to romance. Now, so many things can open our door to romance. I mean, it could be somebody being kind. It can be flirtation. It can be the smell of something or somebody that strikes this feeling within us. What I will say is we have the Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy. This is creation. And what I feel like you are creating is the 3 of air, which is interesting. Just talked about this card. This is a card of rejection being protection. Now, I feel as though you are manifesting the ending to a situation with another person. In this card, it depicts 3 people involved, so a third-party situation. In order to have the Ace of Water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a brand new emotional experience. There's somebody that you are going to meet through your occupation that is going to have you close out a cycle. Or there's somebody that you met through work that maybe, I feel like this is not, it almost feels like you're going to do the rejecting, but take it how it resonates, because somebody could be rejecting you. It's opening up a new emotional experience for you, which feels very much like this is something you've manifested, you've created. And you can be like, no, I would never create having to reject somebody or somebody rejecting me. But you did. And it was in order for you to gain this new emotional experience. I feel like it has led or is going to be leading to heightened spiritual activity, especially because you are currently the South Node and should be moving towards the North Node, your very opposite sign, Pisces. So I feel like more than anything, this is something that you've created, whether consciously or subconsciously, in order to gain a new emotional opportunity. I'm getting 2 storylines here. One is that somebody that you met through work, there's going to be some form of rejection, which is leading to this Ace of Water. Others, there's a rejection taking place because of somebody you met at work. So take it how it resonates, or however it's going to play out in your specific life. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 36, second chakra, Archangel Ariel. This is your intimacy and creativity, and it is pertaining to number 8, false person. So I just got the song, looking for love in all the wrong places. Virgo, it feels very much like there was some false part of self, some false aspect, which I think I talked about in another sign, or I gave almost the same example, but it's the idea of, oh, everybody wants that white picket fence, the 2.5 kids. No, not everybody wants that. It's not for everybody, but we're trained or programmed to believe that that's like the dream. That lets you know that somehow you've made it in life. And that's just not the case for everybody. And it's not accurate. It's so far removed from accurate, because once you really understand spirituality, you understand that not everybody you meet is meant to travel your life with you. Some are here to teach you lessons. In fact, although I agree with having children and whatever, it's something that I feel should happen later in life as opposed to early in life. And the reason being is because we're still children. We still don't know everything. We're not spiritually inclined necessarily. This isn't like a one shoe fits all. So if you're like, no, I am, great. Majority of the people are not until latter in life. I personally didn't even have my child till I was in my 30s. And even so, as much work spiritually as I had done by that point, I have come so much farther now, and almost, like, gosh, had I done all that work before, like, it just, we're programmed to believe certain things that are not accurate. And so I feel like the false person was your false understanding of intimacy, creativity, could pertain to the occupation. And here's another example. A lot of people will take intimacy as a meaning of love, or that's their idea of what love is. And there's so many people out there where intimacy means zero, zilch, nothing. And so it's this false persona or idea that, well, if they, lay down with me, it means that they love me and it means I love them. No, it's not. It's like our animalistic instinct to do whatever. There's another example. I feel like somebody is needing to understand that their idea of love on some level was misconstrued. There was a misunderstanding of what it was, what it meant, and it's tied to the intimacy and the creativity aspect. So okay, I'm gonna let that go. We have the Chariot, number 7, Cancer energy, victory, success, forward momentum. With the number 10, Fortune's wheel, Sagittarius, Pisces, and the 3 of fire. It feels very much like there is action being taken on your behalf in the underlying energy that is leading towards Fortune's wheel, which is progress being made seemingly out of nowhere, but it's not nowhere. It's happening beneath the surface with your higher self. And I feel like there's going to be some kind of windfall coming through that's pushing you towards the 3 of fire, which is the opportunity that you've been waiting for to come in. Now, I feel like this is all, again, something you've manifested, but there is some kind of rejection that will take place in order for this to come through. We have number 59. There is no more time. And I'm sorry. I feel terrible about what I did and owe you an apology. So either you owe somebody an apology or they owe you an apology. And I feel like it's tied to this rejection. But I feel like it is moving you on your path. The path you are meant to be on. All right, I'm going to shuffle and we'll move on to Capricorn. Then we have Aries, Leo, and Sag. Shuffle, shuffle. Ooh, 4 signs left to go. 4 signs. All right. The last of the earth signs. Capricorn. 156.47. Capricorn. This is what you need to know, Capricorn. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. Cross watch for somebody you are dealing with. Capricorn. I'm taking all of those. Capricorn. How did that happen? We'll leave that up there, I guess. All right, let's try that again. Capricorn. And another one. I think I put those in the wrong deck, apparently. Capricorn. All right. Capricorn, overall energy for your reading is number 15, appreciation. Nice. Pertaining to number 27, unexpected money. Nice, Capricorn. Going to be receiving some unexpected ducats. Feeling appreciation is going to call more into yourself. We have a Queen of Fire, Aries specifically, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag. This could be your energy or somebody that you're dealing with. This is the energy of passion, drive, desire, wanting to take action. It's creativity. It is magnetism. This could be somebody who's very charismatic, public speaking, entrepreneurship. We have number 13, transformation. This is like the death card. It is transmutation, transformation. And it's interesting because I feel like this person, I feel like you're receiving unexpected money from a person, but I also feel like it's shifting or changing your energy to the page of fire. Pages bring news. This is, again, it's passion, drive, desire, taking action, movement forward. So whatever or whoever this person is, I feel like is lighting a fire under you, if you will. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 33, door to romance, pertaining to number 35, a long road. Wow. Interesting. I don't know if you have fire in your chart, but you're definitely dealing with a fire sign. If you don't, we have a king of fire. So again, Aries, Leo, Sag. What I also find interesting is that both the king and the queen have their heart chakras lit up. Their hearts are lit up. Hers actually has the correct color. His does not so much, but that's neither here nor there. There's something intriguing about him. Very intriguing indeed. It almost feels like I don't know if it's like dragon. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick this up. I'm going to try to show you anyway. His face has, it almost looks like a butterfly over his face, but it feels like it has dragon scales. Whereas his counterpart does not. But her crown looks very much to me like antlers. You are an earth sign. I feel like you're embodying her energy and you're dealing with, well, it doesn't really matter. I definitely feel like you're dealing with a fire sign. And I can tell you that this door to romance is going to be a long road. I feel like it's going to be healing. And I feel like it's very transformative. I feel very much like this person truly is lighting a fire and bringing in things to be appreciative for, first and foremost, but also it's shifting your abundance. This is also a divine counterpart. This is a power couple. the two of you together are going to make magic, is what I heard. Wow, Capricorn. Which is interesting because I always, for some reason, get water signs with you. Not this time. Number 8, the time is now. Okay, we've got some stuff going on here. Meddler, I may step in and try to influence or control your life. I'm certain I know best. Bad news, unfortunately, there's something difficult I need to share with you. I'm sorry, I feel terrible about what I did and owe you an apology. And imposter, I'm not who you think I am. I don't know who or where all of this is coming from. This person and you could have had some kind of, I mean, we do have door to romance in a long road. There could have been some growing pains. Nine of air. Overthinking, overanalyzing, fear, stress, anxiety, temptation. That's you, Capricorn. Devil energy. Ace of air. Truth, clarity. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The truth coming out. Clear sight. Understanding. The veil being lifted with the Ace of earth. This person could be... For some of you, this person could have been in your life for a while. For others, it's going to be a long road. Because, you know, there's growing pains. The Ace of Earth is the unexpected money. So I feel like this is definitely somebody that's been in your world for some time. But take it out, resonates. I'm going to shuffle and we will move on to Aries. Let's see if I can actually put the cards in the right spots this time. Shuffling and moving on to Aries. Excuse me. 3 signs left. Aries, Leo, Sag. Stretch my legs. Ooh. All right, Aries, Leo, Sag. Individually, not together. Oakley dokley. Aries at Aries. This is what you need to know. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm getting a lot of songs right now. Feel free to watch other placements, your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody you're dealing with. That freaking card has come out so many times. It's crazy. All right, so I'm going to start getting into the songs, and I don't know who sings this, but it is, well, I'm getting, it's almost like, cross-contamination, like, we'll have to see how this goes. Shot through the heart and you're to blame, you give love a bad name. And then we've got the I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you've been dreaming of. And it's interesting because it feels very much like we're talking about two totally different situations here. But is this... And then I just heard, don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song? Interesting. Okay, I'm getting, I want to say it's the Pixies. Where is my mind? It literally feels like somebody's in my head with a radio station, just... And I'm getting Sunday, Bloody Sunday. All right, well, holy bananas. Let's see if we can get through the reading without 400 more songs. Number 32, door to spirit. Pertaining to number 30, legal matters. There's some type of I heard shortcoming. There's an awakening taking place pertaining to, now I say legal matters, but we can really look at this in the respect of completions. So judgments. I heard final. It could, I feel like legal matters is kind of, I feel like it can go deeper. I mean, for some of you, this could be a divorce. For some of you, this could be some kind of, I heard life change. I heard speeding ticket. I mean, this is a general reading, and I'll be honest, I feel, Aries, like you guys, there's a lot of people that this reading could be for, because I'm getting so many messages, it's almost overwhelming. It feels like there's too many people that I'm supposed to be focusing this reading on, and I'm trying to push some of these back and just take the strongest ones, but it's very interrupting. Like, and take this how it resonates, but I feel like they're shoving, like, no, this is more important. This is more important. And it could be your own mind. But the energy is very like, there's too much. It's like too much coming through. I'm going to come back to the legal inquiries. And then I heard punch drunk. We have the 8 of water. This is emotional detachment. I like the 8 of water. Because when we emotionally detach, we move towards our 9 of water, which is emotional sovereignty and wish fulfillment. And we don't tend to get our wish fulfillment until we've emotionally detached. It's a little secret that a lot of people don't understand. But you don't tend to get the wish fulfillment until you've emotionally detached. We have a 4 of water. The 4 of water is rejection. It's being emotionally unsatisfied. And then we have the 3 of air. So the 3 of air is, again, I say again because other signs have gotten this, but it's in this deck, rejection is protection. And so we have rejection. We have, in this specific deck, it depicts a third party situation where you're not chosen, somebody else is chosen. And it can be heartbreaking or mentally, whatever. What I find intriguing is that we've emotionally detached from this rejection and this heartbreak. For some of you, the legal aspect could be divorce, but I feel like we're talking about a judgment call is what's opening the door to spirit. A final judgment call. The judgment is to emotionally detach, to release the chains that bound you to this experience or pattern of behavior. For some of you. For some of you, you're the rejector, the picking somebody else. Okay, I'm getting a song. I want to say it's Calm Down. Calm Down. Good grief. I don't know who sings this one. I'll just say the words. Caught me red-handed banging on the bathroom floor. Something about an extra key. And then a bunch of gibberish I don't understand. I'll be honest, I feel like this is a lot of people's story. Either that or one individual has a lot of stuff going on in their energetic field that is like insane. So I'm going to go with the side that this hopefully pertains to just far more than one person, and that we've got too many storylines trying to come out in one, which is going to make this very choppy. I can only just give you what I'm getting. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Watch other placements if this is too much. Frankly, I'm feeling like this is too much. But let's get to the underlying, what's happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 33, door to romance, pertaining to number 15, success in love. For some of you, it's number 13 with a rich man, but take that how it resonates. That's not everybody. We have a page of fire. I feel like that's your passion, drive, desire towards the Fool card, taking a leap of faith with this new beginning. Here's the deal. I feel like there's been some past situations that you finally made the judgment call to release yourself from, to emotionally detach from, whether you were the perpetrator or the one that was receiving these third-party situations and rejection. Either way, your energy played a role in it. It doesn't matter whether you want to play victim or victor. Doesn't matter. That's ego energy anyway. But the final judgment to emotionally detach from all of this is what is shifting the energy and opening the door to romance, to success in love. It's changing your love language, your energy in love and what it is and what it means. You're changing the dialogue within self to no longer attract these. We have number 51. By the end of the week, community. We seem very aligned in a lot of ways. Let's find support within each other. And empathy. I will provide emotional support and always try to understand you. I feel like you're calling something new into yourself, and this is going to be a journey. With every journey, there are, you know, it's a learning curve. It's moving out of an old way of being, doing, or having into a new one. So regardless of how many millions of freaking stories I felt like I was receiving, it doesn't matter, because you're emotionally detaching from said stories and moving into something that's far more guided by spirit, your higher self, and success in love. That is what I have for you, Aries. I'm going to shuffle and move on to Leo. Good grief. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 freaking songs for Aries. Like, that's a lot. Like, I don't know exactly what story or who needed to hear that. Good gravy. 2 more signs to go. Leo and Saggy. I know. Thank you, Vicky. If it wasn't for you. All right, shuffle, shuffle. 2 more. Oh, before I took my break, I was going to say that the reason why I don't normally go as long as I am right now is because by the time I get to roughly my midway point, I start almost rushing. And I've been having talks with myself lately about wanting to be of service in the best way possible. And so today I was like, well, I'll just take a break. Like, why not? Like, who is that gonna hurt? You know, if people are watching live, like, go take a break your own self. I'll be here, or you can watch later. And so I wanted to prevent the whole feeling like, oh my gosh, that was my door thing. I need to rush because my knees hurt or whatever, or I have to go to the bathroom or whatever the case is. So I'll probably be taking breaks from here on out. Every other sign. No, I'm kidding. I don't need that many breaks. Or do I? All right. Leo. We are on Leo 2/20/40. Leo. This is what you need to know, Leo. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Leo, feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, cross watch for somebody you are dealing with. Holy bonkers. That card is coming out for everybody, but I feel like it is the time of year. It is that time of year. I feel like you could have been led astray at some point. Or felt maybe a fear of being led astray. And then I heard Estrella, which I feel like means something. Estrella. It almost seems like a flower. But I don't know, take it how it resonates. I'm not going to look that up. Okay. Overall energy, which has been a lot of people's energy, Leo, is number 32, door to spirit. And it is pertaining to number 13, a rich man in the reverse. Which, if we're talking about a rich man in the reverse, I would say this is pertaining to a not rich man It also could be that the removal of such individual is what leads to the door to spirit. Now, the door to spirit is beautiful because it's when we finally recognize spirit. Spirit doesn't go anywhere. It's not disappearing. It's not like it takes off and all of a sudden shows up. Spirit's constant. It's always there. It's us that's like, ooh, I can hear you. No, I don't want to hear you. I'm not listening to you. I'm totally self-absorbed in this 3D reality. And so spirit's the only constant. It's not like it ever disappeared. The door to spirit opening feels like there was some kind of a situation that caused that to open up for you. Normally, if it isn't by design, meaning like you purposefully start meditating and going and taking courses and things like that, it, for whatever reason, has a tendency to happen when we hit a rock bottom or a traumatic situation transpires. So a rich man in the reverse could be that you even lost everything. Who knows? However, what I will say is we have the Three of Water. The Three of Water is celebration. It is a time of celebration. For some of you, it could be a gathering, a party. We are that time of year where there are a lot of those things transpiring. I'll be honest. This feels like it could be, I'm going to say for some of you, there could be a situation where you have too much to drink, or you party a little too much, and there could be some kind of repercussions. So be very careful. Make sure that, you don't get behind the wheel, that you make sure you don't be in the car with other people. Just, that feels like a side note to somebody. I feel like the celebration, there could be something that transpires around that in essence creates the Fool card. Taking a leap of faith, a new beginning, a new chapter starting. This is Aquarius, Aries energy. We have a page of water, which pages bring news. This is the door to spirit. This is the communication. I can't get past this. All right, Leo, here's the deal. If this is not your reading, check out your other placements. This specifically feels like somebody who is having either an NDE or some kind of life-changing event taking place due to a partying situation, a get-together, where there's drugs and alcohol involved. Even if you're not the one partaking, okay, I'm going to take this a step further. Be careful being out on certain known holiday partying days. Like a lot of people do their holiday Christmas parties like Christmas Eve or the weekend before. So if you're not partaking in any of that, don't be out on the road at certain hours. Don't be like, follow your intuition and your instincts. There's something shaking. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 38, fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. And it is pertaining to number 29, the prison. This is love, compassion, and self-acceptance. There is a life-changing event that is going to take place, and it's going to include prison and the court. Somebody's house of cards is falling. And the reason this is opening the door to spirit, with the exception that for some of you are going to have an NDE, is because this is a major, you're going to understand through this experience what's truly important, who you truly are, what you truly are. I'm seeing, like, I don't know what religion it is. And it's interesting because I don't think this is the right word, but all I keep hearing is great to God, great to God. And you know, the people that like are on their knees and they go all the way down. I'm not sure what religion that is. Or maybe it's more than one. We have Queen of Earth. Specifically, it's Capricorn, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is the House of Cards. This is the Queen of Earth is stability and security. It is the finer things in life. It is this is something to do with your stability and security. And the Ten of Air. The Ten of Air is, it is literally locking down an old way of thinking and believing. This feels like a major event, like, that is going to take place. Like I said, you know, there's a few ways that we have these spiritual awakenings. One is when we take the path of spirit and make a choice and a decision, which I don't want to say never happens, but it happens far less often because people don't tend to understand that they even want that until a major life occurrence happens that's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go down this path anymore. And it's normally something highly significant that is life-changing. I feel like this is going to shift your stability, your security, the way you think and believe. And I feel like it's a good thing, like, not what leads you to it, but the fact that you're going to get there. Now, I want to emphasize that tarot readings are literally energy. That you, yourself, have free will. What it means to have free will, however, is that we make that choice to shift our life and our energy on our own, as opposed to waiting for train wrecks to happen to force that shift and change within us. It means taking a leadership role in one's own life. It doesn't mean, oh, this says it's going to happen at a party. I just won't go to any parties this holiday season. That's great. But here's the deal. If you don't shift the trajectory of your energy, it will happen a month from now. It will happen next year. This is a reading of energy, where you're at and where that energy is going to lead you. That's all tarot is. When you shift your energy completely, it can't take you over here. That's a leap. It's going to take you somewhere else. The only way, if this resonates with you, to shift is to do the work. We have number 11, the Justice card, Libra energy. Whatever this event is that's going to transpire is going to finally bring about balance into your life. I keep hearing the House of Cards. I don't know if that's in reference to a song or a movie or a phrase or a saying, but somebody's going to understand it. Number 6, it's the right time to take action. Collaborate. We are aligned in our purposes. Let's combine forces and help each other succeed. Yeah. That's what I have for you. I'm going to shuffle and we'll move on to Sag. I don't think I've ever had a message like that. Or at least not that I recall. Muslim, great to God. Interesting. Is that the only one that, like, because I gotta be honest, it felt very, or maybe the Muslims have temples, because it felt very Catholic temple to me. But I don't know much about like how they worship or anything, or if there's ever a time that they do that. But it could be, I don't know, maybe it was a message for a Muslim Leo. I have no idea. I don't try to get that much information when I'm doing a general reading. But I can tell you, sometimes, like with the Aries reading, good Lord. With the Aries reading, I almost felt like that was a reading for like 40 different freaking people. There's something tied to that. All right, I need to clear that energy. Yeah, I never had a reading like that before. I can say that 100%. Okay, Sagittarius, 235. Sagittarius, lastly but not leastly. Oh, I had to crack. All right, Saggy. Sagittarius. That was a lot. Sag, this is what you need to know. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody that you're dealing with. Like that over dramatization. All right, what do we have for Sag? Okay, there could be dramatization. There could be an energy of, well, okay, so the song I'm getting, so you can figure out how it resonates. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor. And then my poor meatball rolled right out the floor. Interesting. I don't know how that might resonate with any of you. Maybe you just used to sing that song, and that's the resonation, the resonating. All right, Sag, overall energy, number 28, victory, success, love it, good energy. Pertaining to number 23, the court in the reverse. Well, isn't that interesting? It feels as though there is, I don't know how we find that to be victory and success. And the reason being is because the court in the reverse tells me that there was no judgment, unless the judgment is that we're not going to court. But what I find interesting is we have the Seven of Air. So the Seven of Air is like a strategy card. It can be self-deception. It can be deception, lying, cheating, stealing. Now, strategy can go one of two ways. Again, strategy can be like, okay, I want to be more spiritual. So my strategy is going to be that I am going to meditate for X amount of time every day. I'm going to take these courses or classes, and I'm going to do whatever. That can be a strategy, a means to an end, right? I'm setting up these, that's the strategy to get to where I want to be. Far too often, the strategy is to be things like, okay, well, I want this person. And so in order for them to notice me, I'm going to make sure that I show up everywhere that, I know they're going to be. Or I'm going to dress extra nice. In essence, we shift who we are to become what it is that we desire, which is not the way it works. It's an internal shift. So the reason I have a hard time with this one is we have the Two of Air, indecision, unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision. We've got two birds here. She's looking at one. She's got the other one in like, do I want this one? Do I want this one? Indecision, unwilling to make a choice or a decision, which is in essence the court in the reverse. I didn't make a decision. There is no choice or decision being made. I don't know if, my strategy is indecision because then something won't change, but that's self-deception. So for some people, it's like, as long as something doesn't change, everything remains the same. And I'm okay with same. Because as long as nothing changes, I can't lose. So let me give an example. I don't know why the first one went to love, but that's where it went. An example is, I might as well stick with love. I'm in a relationship. I truly want marriage and children. The person I'm with doesn't. If I make a final judgment and say, this is what I want, so if you don't want this, I'm going to go. Well, things change, and I no longer have said person that I want to have marriage and children with. Whereas if my strategy is, well, I want kids and marriage, but do I really? I don't know. If I don't make a choice or a decision, we'll just keep going on said path of more or less what the other person wants, whatever works for them. Even though they're standing in our way of getting what we desire, and we are standing in their way of being with somebody who wants what they desire. And so it doesn't feel very victorious to me. But the energy of feeling like you've won by not making a choice or a decision is interesting. I feel like this is pertaining to a King of Water. This is specifically Pisces, but it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This feels like a romantic situation, which is interesting because down here it feels very business, or not even business, more like logical. What makes sense, the thinking mind, ego. In the underlying, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 49, Angel of Love. Pertaining to number 7, a pleasant letter, with the King of Fire. Well, that's you, Sag. And the 3 of Water. And the Page of Water. So the 3 of Water is celebration. It's happiness. But we're talking about the underlying energy. And it almost feels like, Sag, we're talking about either overindulging in extracurricular activities, meaning water is normally booze or drugs, because water signs have a tendency of escapism. Or we're talking about a third party. With the Page of Water, pages bring news. That's the pleasant letter. So either you're receiving this, I heard convoluted, I don't know, message, spirit message, if you will. We're talking about underlying energy, so it could even be that you're picking up on somebody else's energy. Or this person will inevitably reach out and send some kind of a heartfelt message. It's all tied into the fact that you're not taking action, or they're not taking action. Things are going to remain the same, which will lead back to the point of dissatisfaction. Because the 2 of Air is a choice to not grow, to not expand, to not move forward. So whoever's strategy is to not make a choice or a decision, could be the water signs, could be yours, is inevitably preventing growth. Not only on both sides, on all sides involved, whoever the sides are. Somebody, you, feels like they've won because of this. Because it's that kind of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this is better than what the alternative could be. But that's so not true. This is stuck, stagnant energy, self-imposed prison. This is deeper down the hole. Number 43, next couple of months. Number 41, next couple of years. Well, that's where it's going to lead. Right? Number 40, timing is pushed back due to blockages. Well, go figure. Number 17, March. So, career. I'm concentrating on my career and focused on advancing advancing no matter what it takes. Frustrated. I'm irritated with what I can't control and want you to feel as badly as I do. Community. We seem very aligned in a lot of ways. Let's find support within each other. And future. Our paths are destined to align, though the purpose may still be unclear. Well, let me explain the purpose to you. The purpose is a learning lesson. This is a teacher-student lesson. In fact, it could be teacher-teacher. You both could be students and both be teachers, whoever this is. And it's a water sign and you fire sign. I will tell you that your paths definitely were meant to align, and I think it's only unclear because we're not wanting to see it for what it is. The community, yeah, you guys came together because you were aligned. That's how it works. But aligned for what? For some kind of growth and expansion, unless somebody's like, and nope, we're gonna stay stuck right here in this little box. No growth, no expansion, no change, because some people find comfort in the chaos. Frustration makes sense. And then career, it's interesting. Somebody might be trying to focus more on their career, but I will tell you that this will continue for the next couple of months and then the next couple of years until finally somebody is like, no, we gotta make a final judgment call here. This is what I want in my heart. Either you're on that path or you're not. And literally that's where the growth happens. And hence the blockage. Well, this is the blockage. I mean, there's a lot of blockages here, but let's just go with this one. Something's going to transpire around the month of March, or that could be significant, like when you met this person. Take it how it resonates. And now I'm getting a song that I got for, I think it was Aries. Here I go again on my own, going down White Snake. So, y'all playing too much. Plane? I don't know what you're talking about. GNNT88. I don't know. All right. That is what I have for you all. This is the longest one I think I've ever done. Almost 3 hours. Thank you, Vicky, for hanging out this whole time, and anybody else who, because I've had people here that have not been in the chat. Or at least that's what the specs say. Anyways, I'll get the timestamps where they need to be. I will also, from the intro, put the 'Tis the Season video in the comment section as well if you want to enter to win. All that amazing stuff. And I will see you all on the next one. Thank you, Vicky. You're amazing. I appreciate you. And I'll see you Sunday, along with the others that I'm working with, which haven't made it in the chat. So I have no idea if they are watching this or not. But I will see you very, very soon.